Good afternoon to all of my friends. Thank you for meeting me here. I have had so many people ask me and say, Amory, how is it that you are able to stay so positive, so in a place of faith and expectation when you're just going through such trial and tribulation? And I have an answer for all of you that have asked me that question, and I believe it's love that has carried me. And the Lord has always brought love into my life and people who would strategically stretch my faith, and people who would speak words of life over me and into my heart in some of the darkest seasons of my life. And so I want to be that for you today. I want to be that spark of hope. I want to be the love that just infiltrates into your heart today, and the words that I speak, because they're from heaven. They're Jesus's words. I can't take credit for them because they're his. And Romans 5:3-5 says, we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they are good for us. They help us to learn to endure. Endurance then develops strength of character in us, and character strengthens our confident expectation of salvation. Life is absolutely filled with storms of one kind or another. I don't know what storm you're facing today. I don't know if it's relational, marital, health, financial, emotional. But I do know this: in the midst of those storms, many of us have a tendency to respond as if God has been caught off guard and the storm makes no sense. I can't explain to you why terminal illness strikes godly people. We don't understand, and I don't understand how my strongest friend could become my fiercest critic, and the anguish of a broken marriage, or the overwhelming heartbreak of a child who is just acting out and rebellious. Those kinds of storms in our lives, they really work to and drive us to begin to doubt his promises, his purpose, his plan, and his provision for our life. And I know for many people, the fear of financial ruin absolutely paralyzes them. But God understands all of this. And the Bible is filled with men and women just like you and I, who were storm survivors, people of God who endured great pain and weathered intense life storms because they chose to put their trust in Him. And even the Apostle Paul, known for persecuting and even murdering Christians, was forever changed on that road to Damascus when he met Jesus. And God gave him a life of power and eternal impact, but he still had to go through the storms. And Paul teaches us, and he learned through those storms to patiently endure hardships and calamities that came his way. And I just want to encourage you today that there's purpose in the storm, and it's to cultivate endurance. And, there are things that we can count on in this unpredictable life. We can count on the storms to come. It's not if, but when. And we can also, even more so, we can count on God's unfailing strength for those storms. When the hard times come and when bad things happen, we don't have to wonder where God is. Instead, we can hold fast to the promise that is found in Jeremiah 16:9. It says, Lord, you are my strength and my protection. You are a safe place for me to run in time of trouble. A gentleman once said, in fierce storms, we can do but one thing. He was a man that understood the sea. And he said, there's only one way to survive in the storm. You must put the ship in a certain position, and you need to keep it there. And I just want to read an excerpt from what Richard Fuller wrote when he commented on Matt Seaman's words. He said, this, Christian, is what you must do. Sometimes, like Paul, you can see neither sun nor stars, and no small tempest lies on you. Reason cannot help you. Past experiences will give you no light. Only a single course is left. You must stay and wait and trust upon the Lord. And come what may, winds, waves, crosses, thunder, lightning, roaring breakers, no matter what, you must lash yourself to the helm and hold fast your confidence in God's faithfulness and His everlasting love in Christ Jesus. So no matter what storm is raging in your life today, no matter how fierce the winds are blowing, or how the waves may be. Where you are is no surprise to your God. Heaven is not in panic today. I encourage you, keep your gaze on Him. Lash yourself to Him, and He will supply everything you need to stand firm in the storm. And I'm praying today that as you weather these storms, that the Lord will give you the power and strength to face each one. He says, my grace today is sufficient for you. Turn to Him first. Learn to patiently endure the hard times, and learn to honor the Lord in the midst of them as you walk by faith. I love you, and I'm praying for you today, and I'll see you soon. God bless you.